Layup Lounge members. Yeah, we back in business, kicking it cool. In-season tournament is finally through. Man, this is episode 8 of the LL. So,
Hey, 8, man.
what's going on, bro? How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Good, man. Episode 8. Kobe.
If you guys don't know, this is Coach Rowe, by the way, leading the Skyline
Hey.
Spartans.
Yeah, shout out Skyline, man.
Coach Roman right here. Put some respect on his name. How y'all doing this season? How's it looking?
Hey, my C team, we 1-2 right now, but we learning, we're growing, together. It's my first time doing it there. First time hooping for real. And then varsity, we just took our first Elder Roosevelt, but we're gonna be straight.
Living and learning. That's what it's about. So good luck to y'all in the rest of your season.
Appreciate it.
Kind of wanted to touch on a little bit of the in-season tournament stuff that went on and some of the storylines about that.
Yeah.
I think the major one for me is obviously the Lakers winning.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to talk about one of my favorite players and one of the most captivating players in the league, Zion Williamson. And he's been captivating fans for the wrong reasons recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the game or not, but there was the clip of him, like that camera angle from like the side.
That was crazy.
Where he's jogging up the court. He's looking pretty big. And so that kind of sparked like a whole new conversation about his weight issues again. And then the day after, Bleacher Report released the report, or like media released the report that Zion is getting requested by the organization to lose weight, and he's just kind of been ignoring those reports.
Yeah.
His old trainer even kind of like reposted that and was kind of just like, "I told you so. I told you so." So Zion, we remember what he was at Duke.
Yeah.
What's holding him back? What do you think he needs to do to turn it around? He's obviously not the Zion that he could be or should be. What do you think is wrong with Zion Williamson? What do you think needs to change?
Man, I think it's just simply he got to eat better. He got to be in better shape. You just got to take it more serious. We haven't seen coming into the pros. We thought we seen the next coming of. It's been said like LeBron, right? At least athletically.
That's what athletically.
Athletically, yeah. Like he was, LeBron in that sense, but him being in New Orleans, I don't know what's going on there. We see all the baby mama drama type. I don't know, the off court issues is, taking up all his time. But I think he really just needs to hone in on eating right, being locked in the gym. And the Pels might need some vets. We kind of talked about it last episode, but like the vet thing's important too. But it seems like they're on him, and he's just not responding. I don't know if he just wants to get out of there.
That was my next kind of sort of question. Do you think he's committed to this team? And is this kind of like a way of him saying, I'm not really bought all the way in? I'm not. Earlier this year, he was trying to convince everybody, I'm always trying to buy in. I'm trying to buy in. Like, that was like, oh, I'm trying to buy in. Like,
Yeah.
But now it's kind of evident if he's not conditioning, he's not taking care of his body, he's not bought in. So is it time for a change of scenery? Or like has this relationship soured to that point? Or
Obviously he's not bought in, or else he'd be in better shape. I don't know if it is because he wants out and he's just pulling the James Harden, or if he's really just this is how he is. We haven't seen him this big ever. He was slim out there in Duke.
Yeah.
And the amazing part is he's still not even bad. That's the crazy part. I think people just want to see the best version of Zion, and obviously he's still great, but he can be even better, and he's not tapping into that. Going into that game versus the Lakers, he had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, or the other way around, but like 13, 3, and 2, either way. It's like Zion should be getting that per quarter. So it's like the fact that he had that for a whole game is ridiculous.
He's a dominant force when he's really has all his tools together. He's really in his bag. He's a force of nature out there. He's doing stuff no one's done since Shaq. So it's just really having like that commitment and locked in is like that's what everybody wants to see because we've seen it before. He's had success in the NBA already. We've seen like that Duke highlight reel is just some of the fakest plays.
I just seen it resurface.
No,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
Look out! Zion! High above the rim to rip it.
Like prime Zion at
Literally,
Duke doing a 360. You know
Windmills,
what I'm
360, blocking
With
the 3-point corner shots. Like, bro,
With power.
It was different. And so we all just want to see him getting back to that or some form of that. And it's not happening right now.
And I don't know if it's just injuries taking a toll, because I know that can take a toll mentally, especially because he's dealt with so many. But I think now that he's been playing consecutive games, he should be able to lock in and try to get in shape. But that's why it's important. Off season is important. I feel like you can't just get in shape in season unless you are like a guy like Jokic. You don't need to do what Zion does,
Yeah.
and therefore he can do whatever he wants in the summer because no one can stop him regardless. But someone who relies on their athleticism as much as Zion does, I think that him being out of shape is detrimental to the team. So
I agree. I
we're
agree.
gonna see what happens. I kind of had a question in there like, do you think this is like a reevaluation year for the Pelicans? As in, like, could they move somebody like a Zion or maybe a BI to kind of patch what they need?
I think they have to, just because I mean we see the pacing of the league, like we see how things are going. I mean they were one of those hopeful teams where everyone's like, okay, if we get Zion back, the Pelicans are scary. Well,
Right,
like
because they
Zion's
were
been back.
they were first seed
They're
like
for
last
yeah.
year when they were healthy. Yeah,
So I mean, it was like one of those things. If Zion's playing, he's actually out there. It's scary hours, and it just hasn't been that yet.
yeah.
And it's due to Zion. I mean, so it's all focused around him. He's like the former number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best player on the team when things are going. So it's getting him either bought in or it's getting him out the door. I think that's the only two options at this point. And I mean, it's unfortunate that it's come to that, but I don't think New Orleans is his forever home. I think, yeah, I
Nah,
feel I can see Zion somewhere else, and I think we're going to see Zion somewhere else very soon.
and
So,
it's unfortunate because I feel like the Pelicans have done their best to try to put stuff around Zion.
yes.
Like they put competent role players. They have a second star in Brandon Ingram, but they also got a guy like CJ McCollum, who's we may talk about him later, but a guy who's been an all-star caliber player for Portland for a long time, and then even coming in, he's been a solid guard for them. So I mean, they made it. He has a team around him to where he's the number one option, and now it almost stirs up a question like, is he a number one option on a championship team?
Mm.
And he might, like we're saying, like he might have to go to another team and be maybe number two in order to start being in championship talks because New Orleans has never been seriously considered a championship caliber team, and I feel like having a guy as talented as Zion Williamson and having that type of roster, because then you think about Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, we already talked about CJ, Alvarado. Like they actually have pretty solid pieces,
Definitely.
and they're built around Zion for him to be that guy. And I feel like they should be in championship conversations right now, just because that's a pretty good team. They got good guys, so it would be unfortunate if we don't see like they're honed up to their true potential. But at the same time, I can see him going somewhere else.
It comes down to Zion at the end of the day. What does he want to do? Does he want to change his like pathway? Does he want to like actually put in the work, stay in shape, be in like shape? We'll see though. I don't know. I think it's doubtful at this point because I mean we've given him what 3 years now. This is like our third year dealing with Zion weight issues.
Yeah.
I mean it's time to like really be real here and be like, okay, his weight is an issue. It's not going to change. Let's either convert him to center and stop letting him bring the
It's
ball up and just conserve his energy.
But you can't. I feel like you can't
You're
do
limited.
that
That's
though.
what
You're limiting it
yeah.
exactly. Like we know what he can do, so it's like you set him down to the block. You're
It's
not
just
gonna get the full potential out of him. It's just gonna come down to shape.
it's unacceptable right
It's
now.
unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
And you see, I saw Stephen A. Smith going off on him, talking
Called him
about he's fat. That's
Called him
crazy.
straight fat. I mean, you should be a star. You should be coming into your own. Like
And it's not like we're trying to get on him. It's like we know what he can do. We're trying to. It doesn't sound like encouragement, but like we want to see him become a star. We want to see him flourish, and we're not seeing that right now. And it looks like it's because he's focused on other things. But I mean, we're speaking about the in-season tournament, and we flip it back to the East, and we saw Pacers and Bucks, and we didn't see Dame time. We saw Halliburton. He had 27, 15, and 7. Miles Turner with the 26 and 10. Like when they're on offensively, they get to cooking. And I just want you to talk about Halliburton real quick. How you feel about him?
I mean, Hallie's a special player. I mean, he's having a career year right now. It's been like a profound. I'd say this is his coming out season, like officially. Like there's no like
He's been him though.
he's been him, but at the same time, this is like his. I feel like this is official stepping out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's solidifying himself this year, where it's just like, okay, I'm that dude now. Like, and I know we've been having the conversation, Hallie or Fox, for a long time, and like I'm always been Team Fox.
Why?
I'm Team Fox just because of what I've seen on paper and like what I've seen him. I've seen more of Fox. I feel like, and I've just seen what he's done in the playoffs. I've seen like him compete at the highest level against Steph and like battle it out against Steph. And so I'm a big guy on Fox. I've been a Fox guy since he got drafted. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out De'Aaron Fox.
That's the only
It's
jersey you
just
got where he's still on the team.
okay, but you know what I'm saying? It was like it was always a conversation. Who should the Kings keep? Hallie or Fox? And it was all like, did they trade the right person? And did they trade the right person at the right time? At that time, I don't think even not batting an eye. I would just be like, I'd take Fox over Hallie any day.
No, I got no.
But then
Even
now-
back then, nah, because even back then he was still nasty.
He was, but I mean, the whole they got in return, like Sabonis. I mean, it was just kind of like it was a good swap. I feel like at the time, but I know Miles Turner recently just said, "We won that trade. We won that trade."
Oh, but imagine Halliburton he can get more out of Sabonis than Fox can, in my opinion. He's averaging like double-digit assists.
No, he is. He is.
He's cooking up.
But I think in terms of that trade, I think the Pacers won that trade in terms
Okay.
of the Sabonis for Halliburton trade.
Yeah,
Just because Sabonis adds a lot of value to the Kings, but he's not adding the value that Halliburton adds to the Pacers. So that's kind of why
No,
I feel
yeah.
like. But at the same time, if you keep Halliburton and Fox together, it hurts their development. I don't think we see the Halliburton we see today.
no,
I don't
So-
think. I mean, it just the fit wouldn't be right. He'd be playing
No.
off ball. It just kind of it's not the same.
no. He needs the ball for sure.
He needs the ball. He's the primary dude, and like even defensively, that's what's catching me off guard about him. Like just his versatility on defense. Like I know you said it before. He's a bigger body. Like he can really guard those guys. But he's guarding PG. I was just like, or he can stick most dudes. So
And
it's just
that's valuable.
yeah, it's definitely valuable. So
He's a top what guard in the NBA?
I think right now you have to put him top 5 to 7. I mean, top 5 to 7 right now. I think so. And I'm Luka,
No order.
no order. Luka, Shea, Steph. Shit.
Is Dame in there still? Yeah.
Dame is there.
Dame's
Dame is there.
still, for sure.
Halliburton. I'll just say it.
Halliburton. That's
Yeah,
five.
that's 5. He's playing like a top 5 guard right now.